here in Winsport Cider Arena. I'm Brendan Donald here on the play-by-play, joined by my color man here today, Travis Neal. How you doing today, Travis?
Doing good. Excited to watch some great hockey today. How about yourself?
Yeah, I'm looking forward to this game. Today is the SAIT Trojans' home opener in their new temporary arena, while the SAIT Campus Center is currently under construction. They're looking forward to hitting the ice to battle it out against the Portage College Voyageurs to officially kick off the season. Boy, oh boy, time to start some hockey, and do we have ourselves an exciting matchup with, obviously, the SAIT Trojans and the Portage Voyageurs. So, Travis, what are you looking forward to in today's game?
I'm looking forward to see what the first years for SAIT can do for us. You know, we've got a ton of them, especially on the back end. If they can provide some stability, some comfort at that back end, it should be a great season for us.
Yeah, no, again, exactly what you're saying. So one of the things that I'm looking forward to this year, particularly from the SAIT Trojans, they were an incredibly penalized team last year. They were the #1 penalized team in the ACAC, and we really need to see that number drop because this is a successful team. When they get hot, they need to find a way to make sure they can get a cooler head, calm down, and keep themselves out of the box, because on the year last year, they were really, really good. They outscored their opponents 65 to 75, or 65 to 57, excuse me there. But yeah, on the power play, again, like I said, they were the most penalized team in the ACAC last year. They definitely need to make sure they can bring that level down. Then obviously, they need to be able to play a full 60 minutes. One thing that we saw a lot last year is they were only able to put together a solid 40 minutes, meaning they would either not be amazing in the first period, they just let it completely get away, then the second and third, brilliant. Then there were some games where the first and second period, they were absolutely brilliant, and we're sitting back going like, wow, they are looking brilliant. Then the third period, they'd get off the handles there, they'd get a little hot, and they would start to let that slip by. So that is something that I'm looking forward to, that we've seen a bit more change throughout this season. Another thing that I'm looking forward to in this game is we get to see new goaltenders in the SAIT Trojans, Boston Billios. Dude has had a pretty phenomenal career in the juniors so far. In the SJHL last year, he was the starting goaltender, won the cup with his team, was named the playoffs MVP. And now the SAIT Trojans have. Obviously, last year we got to witness a lot of Trevor Martin, who was a very, very exciting goaltender for us commentators and you, the fans at home, to be able to watch. And from seeing what Billios has been able to do throughout the preseason, I'm really excited to see him. Also, the SAIT Trojans have another first-year goaltender in Spencer Welke. Again, it's going to get confusing because we have now 3 Welke brothers on the team with Mackenzie, Spencer, and then we also have, there's so many Welkes, we just constantly keep missing their names, but Carson Welke, there we go. A possibility that we can see this season is to say the phrase, Carson, or Welke passes to Welke, and Welke scores.
Yeah, that would be something special, something you don't see too often, especially with 2 of them being twins. Now their younger brothers here with them. Should be interesting atmosphere for the team, so to speak.
Oh, for sure. It is going to be absolutely exciting. Obviously, SAIT Trojans last year, they had that all-freshman line with Zach Hubbard and both the Welke brothers. They, obviously, Hubbard and Carson Welke led the team in scoring as first-year players. Mackenzie Welke, excuse me, wasn't terribly far away in points as well. He was probably, if I'm looking at my sheet here, he was about 4th or 5th down the line there. So really, really productive first line. We need to see these guys continue to grow and develop because they were a great line last year. Obviously, a lot of new faces here on this SAIT Trojans squad. Who are you most looking forward to out of the new players here, Travis?
Out of all the new players, it's got to be have him as a fast-moving, point-producing defenseman that can absolutely fly, and have a defenseman like that on the back end is something all teams would like to have.
Yeah, for me, most definitely, I'm looking at Dylan Clark. The dude played 4 years in the AJHL for the Calgary Canucks, put up 114 points over those 4 years. In his last year, he played half the season with the Canucks, and he also played half the years with the Fort McMurray Royal Palms. But we're going to listen to the national anthem here. Like I was saying before the national anthem kicked on, I'm looking forward to Dylan Clark. The last thing I was going to say there, in the last year of his AJHL career, he put up 58 points in 58 games. So he was exactly a point per game player for his combined squads, because he played for 2 throughout the year. So I'm really looking forward to see how he's going to transition into the SAIT Trojans team. And obviously he's a big-time point producer. Looking forward to seeing what he can do here. But here we are, getting great close for the opening puck drop, and the SAIT Trojans win it. Passing it around into the back end, trying to set something up here. Pass it forward, and it bounces out. That pass was intended for Carson Mulkey, and it just bounced right off of his stick into the Portage bench. Forgot the word there for a second, but yeah, we got there. SAIT unable to win that face-off. Portage able to get it in and shoot it right into the zone. They're able to pick it up, but SAIT ends up getting it. A little bit of a battle there. Trojans moving around, trying to get it out of their zone. That's one thing that the Trojans throughout the preseason did a fairly good job at, was able to keep the puck out of their zone. But so far, Portage, with an excellent shot there, have done a really nice job at keeping that puck in the zone. Trojans trying to get it out, but they're battling kind of behind the net here, looking for an answer to get it out. Another thing that they did really well throughout the preseason is once they got the puck into the opponent's zone, they were able to keep it in there. Not right there, but this is Spencer Kennedy, wearing number 16, fires it onto Boston Billios for his first chance of today. Not really a difficult chance, but as you're aware, because you were a former goaltender in hockey, it's always nice to have that first shot on you, get the jitters out of the way.
Yeah, those early shots that go straight to the middle of your chest help you feel the puck, help you settle down.
Helps allow you to build some confidence. Portage on the faceoff when their good opportunity right down the middle, but just can't find home. Another good opportunity, just unable to connect there on the passes. Portage, again, they're just struggling a little bit, it seems like, early on with just connecting the passes. But so far, I've really liked what Portage has done. One thing that we should mention about Portage today is that they are only dressing 14 players. They have been riddled with some injuries, unfortunately, today. And yeah, so it's going to be really interesting to see how they're going to roll these lines. Really can only roll 3 forward lines and a couple of D lines, if that, really. So they're going to have to play a lot of minutes and hopefully put a lot of pressure on these SAIT Trojans early, just to make sure that they can, you know, at least take some of the pressure off of them. But here we see the Trojans move up into the zone. Interesting pass there by McAdoo. Doesn't quite go there. Passing around. Oh, and good save by Boston Billios off the one-timer. But SAIT Trojans back in the action. Can't quite find a couple of connections there. That was Tanner Sidaway. Just couldn't quite find it. State Trojans try to pass it up. Sidaway tries to bounce it back, but ultimately met with a Portage player. And unfortunately, Portage there just goes offside. That was Xavier Halterman. What's your thoughts been so far today, Travis?
Well, Boston Billios has shown us exactly why he posted a 923 save percentage in the regular season and a 928 in the postseason. That beautiful butterfly slide to make that glove save. If he can continue to be that brick wall for the Trojans.
Yeah, Gavin Matry there was able to break in there off of the faceoff win to have another good shot there on Boston Billios. Trojans trying to find a way to get it out of their own zone. And again, like I was talking about over the offseason, during the preseason, they did a really good job at that, but seem to be struggling a little bit tonight. Maybe it's just that season opener jitters, a little bit of struggle there, but we see an icing call here.
Actually, it's a Portage penalty for
Portage penalty. Yeah, good catch there, Travis. It's good to have another set of eyes here, because occasionally you miss things.
Yeah, that was number 5, Brady Scrange, with the knee on the pinch in the offensive zone. Saints going to be on the power play for the first time this year. Yeah, Saints power play last year, they had 13 goals, so they did a fairly decent job, 64% on the power play. So not an elite level, but you know what, they still do a very, very good, consistent job. Trojans in the backfield, passing it D-men to D-men, looking for some open space here, but this is a really good opportunity here. Right now we see Mackenzie Welke, who's donning the C for the team, gets a good shot there by Dylan Sheaves. But yeah, right now for the Trojans, and it was actually a 4-minute penalty for a knee there. And that's what you see with most knees nowadays, is it's protecting the player safety.
Yeah, we're
that double minor.
Yeah, we're definitely all about player safety, trying to make sure the game is played right and safe. Portage able to do a really good job of getting the puck out, but the Trojans are able to block that right outside, and they're able to move it there. Welke passing it to Schneen, but just can't quite find Haywood. Welke again with the puck, passes back to Schneen, back to Welke, trying to find anything moving around. Looking for an option, trying to clear some space. That's Mackenzie Welke out there. Tries to find his brother, but just can't connect. But there we see he does connect with his brother. Carson Welke donning an A. So obviously these two guys very much important to the squad. That was Zachary Hubbard also donning an A, similar to what we were talking about that first line earlier today. That freshman line last year, as we like to call it in the college game. Now they're all donning letters. Obviously, Mackenzie getting the C. But what has your thoughts been so far on this power play?
Power play's been a little bit lackluster for the Trojans. They've had the puck, but they haven't really forced anything. Haven't really got the looks they were looking for. Now the second unit's out, so see if they can do a little bit better job getting the shots and the looks that they're looking to have.
Yeah, Dylan Williamson gets bounced out and ultimately gets replaced by Cam McAdams. Very, very good opportunity. That is Tyler Rourke going in and shoots. Boston Billios has to make an excellent short-handed save there. That is always definitely scary to have happen. And the Trojans getting very, very close with Braden Jenkins, almost putting it behind. Moving around, that's Chase Falgaris trying to find some paywall, but just can't quite get it. And here we see, smartly, Portage is able to just dump it in, get some fresh legs on this penalty kill, excuse me. And yeah, so far through this game, I want to see the Trojans put a little bit more pressure on from what we've seen so far on this penalty. Moving in, that was Jenkins, fires it. Falgaris. That's Cam McAdams there, getting the puck. Gonna be behind his net, trying to set something up. Gives that to Hannes. Ultimately struggles to get out a little bit there. McAdoo trying to get something moving there, but ultimately gets met right at that blue line. Portage is doing a really, really good job at protecting their zone, not allowing SAIT to walk in at will. You know what? Again, like what we talked about earlier, this Portage team only bringing in 14 players. They could be tired, and they're playing a fairly physical game so far, and they have a breakaway opportunity. Maddie has a good opportunity, bounces it off the post. Boston Billios definitely going to be giving that thing a nice little kiss because he got saved by it there.
Tanner side away on the back check, trying to, knock him off the puck, just couldn't get him off. It was a strong play by the Portage player.
Yeah, Chase Miller there with the pass, has to find Setaway. There we go. Oh, Chase Miller with an excellent shot. And first time we've really actually mentioned Portage's goalie, Janko, excuse me, yeah, thank you. But that was a nice glove save. Hasn't really had too much pressure on him. Hasn't had to face really any outrageously hard, difficult shots. But that was probably the toughest shot that he's had to make, and it was a good one. Trojans able to win off the face-off here. Hubbard with it, looks for Welke. Oh, and tries to find his brother Mackenzie, but just can't quite get there. Helterman just dumps it in there, getting some fresh legs there on the ice. So far, Portage has done an excellent job. 3.5 minutes gone in this 4-minute penalty that they've been able to kill. But here we see the Trojans enter. That is Hubbard. Gets it moving around this number 1 power play line. Number 1 line for the SAIT Trojans. Mackenzie Welker right there. Carson goes in for a body. Right back to Mackenzie. Schneeves looks for it, passes it to Mackenzie. Right back to Schneeves. Looking for some open space, looking for a play. Finds Mackenzie Welke. Trying to find his brother. Looking right at the front of the net. And ultimately, a good stop there.
That power play, they only got like 2-3 shots on a 4-minute power play. That's not what they were looking for. Schneeves is definitely in that shooting role at that point. Unfortunately, just weren't able to set him up properly with that aggressive penalty kill style from Portage.
Yeah, that was a really, really excellent penalty kill there for Portage. And that's exactly what they needed to do. You know what? They got the puck out of the zone constantly, and when the Trojans were in the zone, they did a really good job at not creating any really clean shooting lanes. But Trojans are battling back a little bit here with Portage entering the zone. Fires it, but just doesn't quite get anywhere. Gets bounced off of a SAIT Trojan player there. Going behind their own net, trying to set something up. Moving up the ice. That's Jenkins. Just dumps it in. He's starting chasing it after. Able to win it there. Puts it all the way to number 26, Dylan Clark. Oh, and Dylan Clark has a little bit of a shove there at the end of the play. Not sure how the ref didn't see that one, but you know what? Dylan Clark gets away with a little bit of a shove there.
Yeah, that is not a little bit of a shove. That was knocking down 6'6", Spencer Kennedy. Ref saw it, deemed it wasn't interference, and we move on.
Yeah. Trojans in the zone. Dylan Schneeves fires it right from his D spot. Beautiful shot there, just goes right into the chest of the goaltender. And again, as a goaltender like you were, you gotta love those when they just put it right where you have it.
Yeah, even with the screen, still able to see the puck in the last second, track it right to the chest. That's an easy save for a whistle.
Sit-away there against Halterman for the face-off. Portage able to win it, but Trojans able to bounce back there. Oh, a good opportunity for the Trojans. They just can't find Paywall. Williams had a bouncing puck in front of the net, just couldn't quite connect there. Trojans now back on their heels here, looking for some open space. Moving that up is Casey. Casey finds back with the puck now, passes it. Oh, just can't quite connect there with Cox. That was a really, really dangerous opportunity for the Trojans. But you know what? Again, Portage, they've been showing some really stout defense tonight, not giving clean lanes. That was probably the most dangerous opportunity that we've seen, just because it was obviously going across the crease. And yeah, they had to make a really good, tough save there. Trojans able to battle back after losing the face-off and win it. That is Miller. Passes it in front of the net, but can't quite find his partner there. Trentham. Oh, Trentham back on the puck, able to get it after the deflection. That is McAdoo. Tries to find, but he can't find Trentham out in front. Oh, and Chase Felgueras, former Humboldt Bronco there, unable to keep the puck in the zone. Trojans have to battle back here. A lot of neutral zone play so far in today's game.
Yeah, it's been a lot slower pace. Both teams are aggressively forechecking each other, and they're just kind of feeling each other out as it stands right now. See if that continues.
Yeah, like what we've said, Portage only coming in with 14 men today, and these two teams play again tomorrow, so they don't really want to be using a lot of energy. And yeah, that puck was just dumped from the opposite side. That wasn't really a tricky save. But yeah, again, the Portage have a tough task against them. Only 14 players here, 2 games, 2 days in a foreign city. That's a tough situation.
Yeah, that is really strong, really tough, especially with SAIT not playing at home. A little bit more of a different scenery for both teams.
Yes, yes. So SAIT here with their top lineup, and Mackenzie Welke with a great opportunity. Just gets poke checked there. Gets a little bit of a shove there out of frustration, and yeah, without a doubt, that is gonna be a penalty.
It's offside.
Offside.
Yeah, that was definitely the best chance of the game so far. Everything the Trojans have tried getting on net, just seems like that last pass seems to bounce off the stick, or they just can't cleanly accept it. That one, Mackenzie Welke did get it, but that was just a better save.
Yeah, the Trojans, I thought there could have been a penalty on there because Mackenzie Welke just kind of shoved a guy. There was no one around, and then I saw a ref's hand go up, so that's why I called out a penalty, but offside. But yeah, Trojans weren't able to get much on that entry there. It was just kind of battling in the corner on the boards. But yeah, here Portage has another good opportunity, bouncing shot. Gernstein with an excellent shot there, but just can't find it past Bilios. Trojans here trying to get it back in. That is Schmier. Massive change here for both sides, getting a bunch of fresh legs on. But it feels like right now, opening game for both teams, that it feels like they're really trying to both not allow the first goal to happen against them.
Yeah, both teams are almost playing a little bit scared, not really wanting to make that first mistake that leads to the goal.
I wouldn't say scared, I would say more calculated defense and just being more cautious than anything. Oh, big opportunity for Portage. That is number 55, Logan Spence. He just couldn't quite find a shooting lane there, and that was a really good opportunity for him. Here's Jenkins with another good opportunity for the SAIT Trojans, but just couldn't get it past Danenko. And bounces right back into the neutral zone, something that we've seen a lot so far in this game. Both teams playing within the neutral zone, both teams not allowing the others to get in. Good SAIT Trojans opportunity there. Dylan Clark again on the puck there, just couldn't quite find Pater. And Portage now has an opportunity, but it was 1-on-4, so you know that is very, very hopeful thinking by number 18, Ty Buda of the Portage Voyageurs. Not something that you see every day, 1 versus a 4 in the opponent's zone.
Yeah, even when you're as good as a player as Ty Buda is, he had 11 points in 16 games last year for Portage. He was really their only highlight reel player.
Yeah, good opportunity here by Tanner Sidaway. Couldn't quite find his teammate there, Schneeves, and they just have to reset here. Chase Felgueras gets the pass, but ultimately just lets it go by, so he can get a change. Sidaway with a big hit there on the boards on Nick Gidney. Ziegler there brings it back for the Trojans, going behind his net, being able to pass it forward. Williamson brings it forward, passes it to number 16, Cox. Now back to Williamson. Moore with it, trying to find someone. Goes behind his net to Williamson, now to Cox. Schmier, oh, good battle out front. And it looks like we have a player a little bit banged up here on the ice. Sit away, getting a little physical there. But you know what? I'd say that was a really good, nice little bit of movement there. Except for the end portion, I really liked what I saw from SAIT on that entry and ultimately getting it to the net. There was a good opportunity there. Danenko made an excellent save.
Yeah, SAIT's clear plan is to get the puck to the point, get shots on net, go for rebounds as opposed to trying to get in that wide open one-timer.
Yeah, and so far, nothing game. With 7:40 remaining here in the first period. Been a fairly clean game. Obviously, we've only had that one kneeing penalty. Surprised there hasn't been a few more with some of the hits that we've seen, but so far fairly clean game. But heck of a save there. Chase Miller came in with an absolute rocket of a shot.
That was Sheaves, and Sheaves has
Was it Sheaves?
Yeah, it was Sheaves at the point, number 17. He's been shooting them all day. Absolutely rifling.
Well, regardless, whoever shot it, it was an absolutely beautiful shot and a beautiful save. Portage able to win the face-off. Trojans are able to steal it in the neutral zone, trying to get something a little bit set up, moving it around. Miller there just lets it bounce off of his stick. And now Portage, Gidney just passes it around. And, you know, just bouncing around here, SAIT Trojans aren't able to find, or Portage, excuse me, wasn't able to find really any shooting lanes, and the puck just kind of got away from there for a second there. Miller able to bounce it back, and a good opportunity here for Trentham, but ultimately Portage is able to beat them there. Gitney, the Portage defender, able to bounce it around. Trojans trying to keep it in there, but Portage doing a very good job at keeping it out of their own zone. That's Boric with a dangerous opportunity. Billios having to make a couple of really good stops there. Fire from the point, just goes around the net. Trojans trying to get out of their own zone, trying to cool the play down, turn something out for their own. Mackenzie Welke shoots it, but ultimately nice stick save. Mackenzie Welke passes it to Ziegler, just goes around the net. Hubbard with a hit there behind. Carson Welke with another hit. This line likes to get physical, that's for sure. Beautiful save! Oh my goodness, Carson Welke with just got robbed. That was highway robbery.
What a save.
Carson Welke right there had what I can really only describe as the openest net. I don't even know if openness is a real word, but I'm gonna use it here. He had such a wide open net, but Danenko just made a beautiful save. My goodness. That's a highlight play right there.
Yeah, that's one way to make a statement to your team to wake up. He's here to play.
That is what we like to call a momentum save. Something that you just see everyone on the bench just rally behind and just get so excited about. But Jenkins gets hit there.
It's going to be another kneeing penalty on Portage here as Coulter is going to head to the box.
Yeah, that's a very rough situation. Again, after that beautiful save, what you don't want to do is immediately give up a 4-minute power play. Because obviously you're tired after making such an excellent save. He's had to make a lot of really tough saves tonight, as Danenko.
Janko, yeah, he's made 16 saves here in the first period alone, and he's already gone back on the penalty kill for the second time this period.
So 2-minute penalty coming up here, and this is a really good opportunity for the SAIT Trojans to put themselves on the board and, you know, break up this 0-0 score. Jenkins on the puck, moving it around. Schneed fires it, but just can't get home.
Sheaves sets fire in that puck. That is his 5th or 6th shot here tonight, and we're only in the first period.
Yeah, and obviously with 5:25 left here in the first period, we have a scoreless game. Trojans are out shooting the Portage Voyageurs 17-6.
especially with how slow SAIT came out of the gate, the fact that they've woken up here now and they're establishing their game.
Eves with another firing shot there. Clark tries to pass it around to Williamson. Ultimately gets around to Jenkins. McAdoo. No, that's McAdam, excuse me. A little bit of a weird angle for us. So sometimes jersey numbers can get a little bit skewed here. But we'll make do.
Yeah, the black netting and black jerseys really does not allow us to see the numbers overly well.
Yeah, Boston Billows behind his net, doing something that we saw a lot from Trevor Martin last year, of just being a very active goaltender, likes to, you know, be around, get the puck on the stick and move it. Sometimes that can be a little dangerous as a goaltender. You know, we see bounces and sometimes going into your own net, which is never the way you want to see it. But yeah, always love to see an active goaltender. Trojan behind the net here, that's in the hands of Williamson. Looking for someone, ends up finding Jenkins. Falgaris gets it, Trentham fires it, but just can't get it there. Jenkins again, round, finds Falgaris. Goes for it, Trentham, passes it, oh, sit away, tries to go through his legs, but can't get anything through there. Williamson, oh, just slips there and gives Portage the ability to change. That is very, very rough for Trojans, because Williamson, he had the puck, he just slipped there, and ultimately we're going to get to the end of this penalty with Portage so far tonight perfect on the penalty kill, and the Trojans not able to get anything behind. So if you're a Portage, you are really, really happy with how this game has gone, because again, we're shots 18-6 Trojans over Portage. So, and it's scoreless right now, so you're pretty happy.
Yeah, now you're going to be going on the power play with Falgaris getting. They're going to call Tanner side away for a slash. It looked like that was definitely Falgaris that got the slash in the offensive zone. Either way, Portage power play.
Portage power play, yep. And this is a really, really good opportunity for them. Who I wouldn't say that they've played an excellent period, but I wouldn't say they've played a bad period either. But when it's a 0-0 game and it's almost the end of the first period, you know what, you're happy with an 0-0 tie. And if you're on a 2-minute power play here, this could be a really good opportunity. If you can score that goal, break this tie, and you know, go ahead in the game. Trojans able to bring it out. That's Mackenzie Welke looking for a short-handed opportunity. Carson with a beautiful stick check. Unable to get anything moving there, you know, 3-on-1 situation, but he could have made something happen there because he stole that puck away, just lifted the stick of the Portage player and tried to make something out of nothing, but ultimately unable to. Trojans trying to find a way to get it out, but the puck is in the corner. Portage looking to find some open men here. Vizram just fires it around the back of the net, and Trojans try to get it out, but they're able to keep it in by Strange. And Trojans back on here. That is Trentham trying to find something, but unable to. Ziegler could have had the bounce there, but just couldn't quite connect. 45 seconds left on this Portage power play. Bunch of SAIT Trojans in there, but obviously Portage there was on its line change, so they couldn't quite get the momentum that they wanted to. Battle here in the corner, and they are able, the SAIT Trojans are able to just dump it out and kill a little bit more time here on this penalty. Spence moving it up, number 55, being attacked aggressively by McAdoo. But they're able to get it through the neutral zone. 6 seconds left here in this penalty kill. Trojans are able to get it out, and that's the end. So 3 penalties in this first period, no goals scored on any of them. So defense has done a phenomenal job. Minute 20 left in this first period with a 0-0 tie with Portage in Trojan's zone. Firing, but they can't quite get it there, is number 16, Spencer Kennedy. Trojans back in. That is sit away. Finds some open space. Oh, another beautiful save there. Oh.
Janko is on it tonight. That's the second highlight reel save of the period with exactly 1 minute to go.
Yeah, Janko, again, he's had to make some tough stops tonight. Obviously, you being a former goaltender, if you have 19 shots on you in the first period, how happy are you?
Not too happy with my defense. However, if I'm coming out of that period with 2 highlight reel saves and no goals allowed, that's a pretty good period for me.
Yeah, exactly. Chase Felgaris there, unable to keep the puck in with it just bouncing. Something that we see a lot here in this Winsport Arena ice is that we do have a lot of bouncing pucks. Again, this is a very heavily used rink. Very, very good shot. Portage with 2 good opportunities there, putting the pressure on the Trojans here late in this first period. Here they come back in. That's McAdoo trying to find someone who just ultimately gets blocked. Cox now picks up the puck. Firing shot by Hubbard, who just gets a nice stop there. Going back to what I was saying there, Travis, this rink is used a lot. The ice isn't really given a lot of time for breathing. Obviously, right as soon as we started this game, there was a game before us. So there was about 15 minutes of just no activity on this ice. So we're going to expect a bit more of a bouncy puck tonight.
Yeah, especially with the level of players that are playing here with a bunch of junior A, some WHL, some QMJHL level players. The ice is just going to get chewed up and only going to be worse.
Yeah, but Winsport does an amazing job at maintaining their facilities and doing a really good job. And we are very thankful they are able to host the SAIT Trojans this year as the period ends and as the SAIT campus building is currently under construction. But so far throughout the first period, SAIT Trojans outshoot the Portage Voyageurs 19-7 in what felt like a really close game.
Yeah, so far both teams kind of feeling each other out, you know, worrying more about the forecheck and setting up their style of play as opposed to getting some shots on net. But we did see the Trojans, as the period got older, start to, you know, force passes, start to shoot a little bit more, especially Dylan Sheaves, who had 6-7 shots that period.
And aggressive shots too. Like, they weren't just like, I'm gonna test the goaltender. He was saying, I'm gonna try to find the back of the net every single time.
Yeah, and that's not something you see from a defenseman, especially at his caliber. They tend to go for shots for rebounds, but he's going right for those corners, trying to score as many goals as he can. Unfortunately, to no avail so far.
Yeah, so far through 20 minutes of play, we are tied at a score of 0-0 here live on ACAC. Again, I'm Brendan Donald for Travis Neal. We will see you guys in 15 minutes for the intermission. Welcome back, everybody, to some more ACAC hockey live on ACAC Network. I'm Brendan Donald here on the call. With me, joining me today is Travis Neal. We had a really, really fun, exciting first period. Nothing on the scoreboard. We're sitting at a 0-0 tie here, but the SAIT Trojans are outshooting the Portage Voyageurs 19-7. Travis, what was your thoughts on that first period?
The goaltenders played fantastic, and being a goalie myself, I love saying that line. Both made fantastic saves early on and into the end of the period. Without a doubt, the only reason this game is 0-0.
Yeah, the Janko of Portage made 2 jaw-dropping saves there. One, like, that save that he made on Carson Welke, you see that in the NHL. That save is being played on TSN for the next week. That is how good that save was.
Yeah, it was an incredible cross-free save. You don't see very many of those often. And well, we got to see one here today.
Yeah. So opening up the second period, we have SAIT Trojans #1 lineup. Kenzie Welke in the face-off, not able to get it. Portage able to win. Again, 0-0 tie right now, so looking for the first goal to break the donut side in this game. Wonder who it's going to be, and it kind of feels like, from what we've seen so far here in today's game, that whatever side scores first, it feels like they might take the game because it's just been kind of one of those games.
Yeah, with both goalies playing as good as they are, both teams playing tight checking, there's not been an overton amount of shots.
Good opportunity here. Lewis there on the save, had to make a really, really tough one. Schneeves again has to pass it out, passes it all the way up to McKenzie while he skates it up, looking around. Finds it for number 17, Schneeves again, looking around, trying to find something, trying to find empty space to shoot from. Just trying to fire it at the net the best you can. Janko again has just made some excellent saves. Both teams are looking for the key to unlock the secrets of how to score against each other's opponent's goaltender.
Yeah, both teams again playing well, playing tight checking, throwing the body, but nobody's been able to solve. There's a few power plays in the game, but nobody can score.
Yeah, you know, fairly clean game so far throughout the first period. 3 penalties. No scores on either side. Both teams played well. That pass comes back. Lewis just a little bit of a dangerous situation there. Passed it to Moore. And yeah, the Portage player got really, really close there. And if he was able to make that hope check, we could have seen a Portage 1-0 game here.
In that case, he could have just Superman dived and got the puck in the back of the net.
Lewis there, again, we like active goaltenders. That might have been a little too active for my liking, but you know what? Nothing wrong came out of it, so it's fine. It's fine. But he received Portage and SAIT Trojans battling out here in the corner. Trojans try to find a little bit something, but can't make it happen. Portage here trying to get in, but Calgary still doing a really, really good job on defense. Former Humboldt Bronco there. Chase Falgaris passes it to Trentham, gets it back. Ziegler now holding the puck, going around the back of his net, shoots it all the way up for Miller. Gets it back up to Falgaris, but he starts to slip a little bit. Good defense by Portage, not able to get anything moving. Trojans just can't connect there in the zone with their passes. Portage here. Ooh, a good stop by Chase Falgaris. Man, he has been all over the ice. He's just been kind of doing everything right now so far on this shift. Playing really, really well, getting up there in the forecheck and then skating back aggressively on the back check. What you like to see out of Adema?
And especially with this long change, he's going to want to make short but very impactful shifts like he just had.
Yeah, Jenkins tried to make a pass there, but ultimately got intercepted in Portage's zone. 6:59 remaining here in the second period. We are still scoreless in the season opener for both teams, SAIT Trojans versus Portage Voyageurs. Again, first game of the regular season, so both teams can potentially have a little bit of jitters, trying not to make sure they have that opening loss. Obviously, Portage last year, bottom of the ACAC, only 2 wins. SAIT was able to get themselves into the 4th position, but ultimately bounced in 3 games in the opener of the playoff round to the Augustina Vikings last year. So both teams looking to have a fresh start this year and to have a much better season.
Yeah, Portage only with the 2 wins, partly due to the horrible, horrible special teams with a 61% penalty kill. However, it has not looked like they have that sort of penalty kill this year with a very aggressive style PK that we saw earlier in the game.
Yeah, with 2 penalties today, you know, they did a really good job of stopping. Really good opportunity here. That was number 14, Gavin Matley, with a good opportunity. Oh, a good, ooh, my, oh my, the Trojans got a little bit, you know, a little bit flustered there. Buddha there fires it around, but yeah, the Portage looking really good with this nice little entry there. Coulter passed it to number 11, Lambert, but Trojans are able to do a really good job at making sure there was no open lanes and no real dangerous shots for Beluas.
Even though he is one hell of a goalie, you don't want your goalie to be overly challenged.
Yeah, he's a phenomenal goalie, phenomenal tender. But again, you have defense for a reason, to make your goaltender's life easy, and the goaltender's really there. Oh, an excellent opportunity opportunity there for Dylan Clark. Can't find the back of the net, but this is one of the guys that I highlighted earlier. Played 4 years in the AJHL, accumulated 116 points in his final year, getting 58 points in 58 games. So that's a guy that the Trojans are really hoping to get moving so far this season.
And with moves like that, that was a fantastic way to receive the puck, tapping it between his legs, getting a good chance on net.
Yeah, that was an absolutely beautiful opportunity. Here we see Casey battling it out there, getting it out there to McAdam. Back to McAdam now. Good shot, good save by Najenko. Again, both the goaltenders have done a really, really good job today at just making sure when they have shots that they should be saving, they are saving. They're not allowing any ridiculous rebounds to come up. Honestly, I think I've maybe only seen 2 or 3 rebounds coming off of a shot tonight. So if you're a goaltender coach, you would love to see those type of things, because I know goaltenders coach, one of the things they hate is seeing multiple rebounds. I'm sure you could attest to that.
Yeah, those big aggressive rebounds that pop off you hate, as they allow so many second chance goals. You want it as best as you can to go off you and into the corner.
Yeah, and Ziegler was able to put kind of an end to that entry in for Portage. Back on there with the puck behind his net is Ziegler, looking for opening, trying to get everyone set up. Voyageurs is to the left of him. Welke is to the right. Passes it all the way to Huber. Tries to find Carson Welke, but gets ultimately tipped. Just dumps it around, trying to find Carson Welke again, but again, just couldn't quite connect there. Schmier just fires it in there, trying to get something moving. Can't quite get it done. And Mackenzie Welke back on the puck, trying to get something set up. He, again, led the team in points last year, or was second in the team in points last year, only behind Huber. So, again, that line is phenomenal together. And again, this is only the second year for these players. So, with the ability of what they were able to do last year, leading the team for that line, you know that it's going to be special. They can continue to just grow and build and build. That was Miller there with a really nice shot. Just can't quite get it. Najenko makes another nice save. 25 saves here in less than 30 minutes of play. Again, Travis, you were a goaltender growing up in the world of hockey. 27 minutes into this game, you've made 25 saves. You posted a shutout so far, so you're kind of mad, but you're also really happy with yourself.
Yeah, and let's hope the broadcaster curse didn't just hurt him, as he just did use the shutout word.
Boy, oh boy, do we like to throw around the commentator curse. And for whatever reason, you know, sometimes I feel like it hits, sometimes it doesn't. But as soon as we bring it up, I feel like it kind of neglects it when we say the commentator curse, so who knows? But Portage, unable to really get any momentum there in front of the Trojans' net. Trojans do a really good job at kind of making sure nothing could arise from that. A lot of bouncing pucks. Again, something that we talked about in the first. This is a bouncy arena. A lot of play happens on this surface, so you can't expect to have a little bit of bouncing. But we are so grateful for Winsport for allowing the SAIT Trojans to play here at their beautiful arenas while SAIT Campus Center is under construction.
Yeah, this arena is very special. However, like you said, it is very busy, so it's hard for this ice to maintain tip-top conditions as they're needed for everyone else to use.
Yeah, and Cog's able to bring it out here, trying to move forward. Just can't quite connect. Portage able to have some stick usage there to bounce it around. That is Sitaway battling Dale in the corner there. Ziegler goes in there to try to get some momentum going. And Trojans are able to win that one. Cox moving it up, looking for a pass. Just ends up dumping it into the corner with no one there. I think he might have thought one of his teammates was there, but no one was, so maybe he just dumped it in there. We will never know. But Portage back on the forecheck. Going in for a good opportunity, just fires it across. That was Logan Spencer. Going around the corner. Adams there for the fighting chance. carrier there, Ziegler also. Ziegler looking for a pass, trying to set something up, finds McAdam, but ultimately not able to connect there. Jenkins trying to get an opportunity going. A lot of battles against the boards. Both teams are doing an excellent job at making sure opportunities aren't given. That was a dangerous opportunity there. Portage just kind of let the puck go in front of their own net. And yeah, Najenko definitely had to work on that one.
Yeah, my number one rule as a goalie was if the defenseman was going to touch the puck, make sure he got it out of danger right away. Right there, his defenseman tips it right in front. I would be able to work my defense.
Yeah, that's definitely one of those ones you pull him to the side later and go, please, no more of that, thank you, sir. More behind his net, trying to get everything set up, allowing his teammates to get some fresh legs on there. We have the number one line of the Welkies in Huber on the ice currently. Mackenzie Welke just fires it in, ultimately goes for the battle and kind of gets there himself. Good little battle there. Portage, really good opportunity there. And Portage gets the opening goal of today's game. That is Gavin Maddie. That is something that we talked about earlier, having those dangerous bouncing pucks in front of the net and not allowing rebounds. That was exactly what we said we don't want to see goaltenders do. And goaltending coaches hate. It's when you give up that bad rebound.
After the turnover at the neutral zone, they get the 2-on-1. That was a shot right to his chest, Julio's chest. He didn't control it properly, and unfortunately the puck ends up in the back of the net.
Yeah, but Lewis there just unable, and he's done such a good job. Again, that's only his 10th shot of the game, and Portage opens up the scoring here with 10 minutes remaining here in this first period. So we have a 1-0 game. Portage over the SAIT Trojans, and we knew it was coming tonight. We knew someone had to break the tie. And with the way the SAIT Trojans were playing, we more or less expected it to kind of go that way. But with that play right there, we are not shocked by Portage able to get that opening goal so far today. Schneeves entering it in there with a lot of speed, looking for an angle, just fires it off the back of the boards. Trojans are able to keep the puck in the zone. Good opportunity for them, just can't quite connect. That was Carson Welke unable to get the shot. Carson Welke now back with the puck after the good break-in. Good opportunity. Najenko, he is without a doubt the MVP right now for me for this Portage squad, because he's just been making save after save after save, and that was another one of those moments where like he had to bail his team out.
Yeah, especially with SAIT now nearing 30 shots, only just a little over halfway through the game. The fact that they still haven't scored, I have to tip my hat to Najenko.
Yeah, Najenko has just been doing a phenomenal job. Again, he had that jaw-dropping play where he absolutely robbed Carson Welke earlier today. But speaking of Carson Welke, we have a new addition to the Welke team here for the SAIT Trojans, where we see Spencer Welke now joining the squad, joining his brothers, Mackenzie and Carson. Obviously, Spencer Welke is a goaltender, not playing in tonight's game. First year like Lewis, but so with the continuous play, we might see the Trojans have a really, really good tandem of goaltenders. Obviously, last year we saw Trevor Martin definitely be the #1 goalie and take most of the games. I believe he played in 10 out of the 16 games last year. So obviously, if you can have an opportunity where you can split, but Lewis definitely feels like more likely going to be the starting goaltender for most of the season. But it's nice to have two young goalies that you can rely on. Portage with another dangerous opportunity here. Phil Garris behind, just kind of slow things down, trying to get some fresh legs potentially on the ice. Nothing's really happening at the moment. We're just kind of wasting time here. Portage finally goes after, and that's Spencer Kennedy. McAdoo going in, looking for something, but can't quite get it. Finds the puck again after a bouncer. Moore now with it, looking at it. back to Schmier. Now back to Moore, going around. A lot of just kind of bouncing around the net, not being able to necessarily find the holes. The Trojans have been able, they really have been able to find passing lanes tonight, as I've struggled through that last sentence.
Yeah, Portage has definitely been cutting down the passing lanes really well here today.
Oh, Williamson was looking for an opportunity. Tried to do a little bit too much, I think, there with his stick, but definitely had a good opportunity. But this is another breaking opportunity, but great job by Moore to make sure that wasn't a breakaway. He's going up against Hetlerman. Now Cox with the puck. He just fires it in, looking for Williamson on the opposing side. Williamson he didn't necessarily get there, but he did enough to kind of keep the puck in the zone and put a little bit of pressure on Portage. And now the Trojans are having to go back on their heels with Casey able to getting it up to center. Now Portage shooting it back in. Casey now back with the puck. Last time we saw Trojans behind his own net, it took about 15 seconds for something to happen. Happy we didn't have to see it that time.
Yeah, the breakout play definitely came a lot quicker this time.
Yep, Jenkins behind Portage net looking for an open team member, but just unfortunately, Schneeves just isn't able to keep the puck in, and that's something that you hate as a D-man. When the puck comes around and it's a pass, and you just let it slip behind you and get out of the blue line, because that kills all the momentum you have going into the zone. It's super frustrating.
Yeah, it's pretty much the skate of shame back to the neutral zone, especially when that you should have been there on the boards.
Yeah, and one thing that we've seen a lot of tonight is a lot of play in the neutral zone. Both teams have done a pretty good job at, when the puck gets into their zone, they're able to get it out quite easily. One thing that we did see throughout the Trojans throughout the preseason is they did a really good job at keeping that puck in the opponent's zone. Haven't necessarily seen that same level tonight. Obviously, preseason is preseason, but yeah, now Trojans back with their number one lineup here. Our Mackenzie Welke is out there. Carson Welke and Zach Huber, Ziegler and Falgaris. I want to see what this number one forward line for the Trojans is going to be able to do. Obviously, they were the number one line last year. They're the number one line this year. All three of those guys that I mentioned earlier, rocking letters on their jersey. So being down one, you definitely want to see them start to pick up the intensity a little bit. Portage with another good opportunity. Ziegler able to kind of break some stuff up there right kind of beside the net. Kennedy able to fire it around. Passes that to Dale. Kennedy tries to get another shot, but ultimately fans on it. Welke just trying to pass it to kind of whoever was there. Ziegler, now another opportunity, slowly starts to set things up. Tries to pass it to Carson Welke, just can't get something going there. Huber did a really good job at trying to dive and keep that puck in there. Good effort play for sure, but just not able to keep it in there. Again, these passing lanes for the SAIT Trojans just haven't been able to find each other. 5 minutes remaining here in the second period. 1-0 Portage over the SAIT Trojans. Trojans massively outshooting Portage, 29-10. But you know what? If Portage keeps this play up where they can keep a goose egg for the Trojans, I don't think they'll mind being outshot.
Yeah, Ninjako's definitely been the difference maker, like we've said all game long. 29 saves left in this game, multiple highlight reel saves. Just unbelievable play by him.
Yeah, and like going back to those 29 saves, a lot of them have been really challenging saves too. It's not like they're just always constantly being shot at his chest, being shot at his blocker. It's like he's having to make some ridiculously difficult saves, and he's up for the challenge. Obviously, Portage last year, one of the biggest things that hurt them was their goaltending. Najenko was their starting goaltender last year. Their defense struggled. I don't think it's too difficult to say that Portage's defense struggled. They let a lot of goals in They let a lot of shots. A stat that we were kind of looking at today that kind of shocked us is that Portage averaged, from what we saw, 3 shots a game, which seemed weird. I don't know if our research was wrong on that, but you and I kind of looked at each other earlier today and was like, that seems wrong, but yeah, it's a stat for sure. But so far today, they've done a really good job. Lewis there, nice easy glove save, just gets a quick catch there, cool down the play a little.
Yeah, it allows this team to change, especially here in the second period, with that long change, especially for the defenseman getting off the ice without causing an on-man rush, makes it really hard.
Portage able to win the face-off, but shot right off the blue line, gets bounced off of a teammate, and ultimately goes out, but just dumps it right back in. Williamson goes for it, passes it to Cox. He's looking for a shot, fires it, just can't get it past. Portage back into the zone. One thing that we saw a lot of in the first period is, I guess we didn't see a lot of it, but we've seen more than what we've seen in this period, is we saw 3 penalties. This period, very, very clean.
Yeah, the refs allowing them to play, allowing these grown guys to throw the body and not have to worry about going to the box. And it's kind of allowing the players to play the game they want to play without playing dirty.
Yeah, and this period has definitely felt so much quicker. Obviously, there's 3 minutes left here in this second period with Portage up 1-0 over the SAIT Trojans. What do you think the SAIT Trojans have to do better at for them to be able to put a number up on the scoreboard tonight?
In all reality, they have to be better in the neutral zone. Their passes through this neutral zone have been sloppy. They haven't been able to quite find each other fast enough. They have to improve there to be able to get more scoring chances on such a hot goal.
Yeah, and they really are going up against a hot goaltender tonight. And there's not, when you go up against a hot goaltender, there's not much you can really say other than you just hope that you can sneak a dirty one past them, because it's really just been kind of one of those nights. Another good save there by Najenko. Again, that's been really the key for the Trojans. They just haven't found the answer to Najenko tonight. And, you know, when Trojans are in Portage's zone, they're not quite getting their passes to connect. They're not quite getting the bounces that they need. You definitely know that it's frustrating for them because they know they should be up 2-1 right now after what happened in that first period and those amazing saves Najenko made.
Yeah, and it easily could be more the momentum that Najenko has given his team, the security he's given them, has allowed them to play a lot better.
Without a doubt, Najenko has allowed Portage's forwards and D-Corps to play a lot more loose because they've seen 31 shots go up. They've seen those robbery saves that he's made earlier in that first period to go, you know what? Najenko's playing lights out tonight. We're allowed to play a little bit looser because we know our guy behind us is going to be, but we don't want to get too loose because then some negative plays could happen. They've had the right balance of being loose and confident, which is very, very good to see for the team that ultimately was last place in the ACAC last year. Trojans able to, you know what, I'm going to give that face-off a draw, but neither team really won that. Ultimately, Portage coming out a little bit more on the favor there. Firing it, just can't get it by. That was number 3, Coulter, for Portage. He gets it again, keeps it in there. Good job there, keeping the puck in the zone. And you know what, Portage, again, so far this period, done a really nice job at, you know, just finding ways to keep the puck in. Mackenzie Welke getting there with about a little over a minute left here to play in the second period. Tries to keep it in, ultimately not able to. Dylan Schnees now passes it up, finding a man. Huber unable to get that bouncing puck. And again, we've seen a lot of those bouncing pucks today. It's been very tough. But you know what? When you play the game of hockey, sometimes you got to deal with bouncing pucks. Good opportunity for Portage. That is number 18, Tyler Buda, getting a very, very acrobatic type of move there. Baluas having to make a nice, tough save. Probably his toughest save of the night.
Yeah, he's had a couple breakaways in the first period, but nothing where the player had that much speed and a player of his quality coming down.
Yeah, Buda came in very quick there, and he made a really, really tough, aggressive move. And Baluas made a really nice move to stop him. So with 35 seconds left remaining here in the second period of this ACAC hockey game, where we see the Portage Voyageurs over the SAIT Trojans 1-0. Trojans are able to get it in the zone, and then we see Trentham battling against two Portage players, trying to look for space, trying to find open area there behind the net. Portage looking like they're coming out with it. 10 seconds left here in the second period. Trojans able to keep it in. Oh, it just ends up bouncing out. Doing like what you said earlier, having to do that walk of shame or skate of shame out. But that is the final buzzer here in the second period. What's your thoughts been so far of this second period and the game in its entirety, Travis?
Yeah, SAIT seems to be controlling the play, but not dictating the play. They're not getting the shots, they're not getting their chances. They've been swapping the offensive end in terms of their passing. It's come to bite them as they're down 1-0. They're going into that third period.
Yeah, I have to agree with you. The Trojans definitely feel like they're controlling the play, but they're not dictating it. And Portage has made the most of their opportunities. Again, obviously Baluas had that just unfortunate bounce off of his chest and giving up that rebound, which again, goaltenders hate when they do that. Goaltending coaches especially hate when you do that. And we see Portage Voyageurs up 1-0. But for Travis Neal, I'm Brendan Donald. We will see you here in 15 minutes for the third period of this exciting Friday night ACAC matchup between the SAIT Trojans and the Portage Voyageurs. Welcome back, everybody, for some more ACAC hockey here on a beautiful Friday night here in Calgary, Alberta, where we see the SAIT Trojans versus the Portage Voyageurs, where the Portage Voyageurs are up 1-0 while being down on the shot count 31-14. As always, I'm Brendan. We're Travis Neal. We are entering a very, very exciting third period here, Travis.
Yeah, this is a must-win period for the Trojans if they want to win this game. They need to find a way to get on the board, or else they're going to get shut out.
Yeah, the Janko, man, he has just been a brick wall. Nothing is getting past him. That first period, he absolutely, like, you and I were a little shocked. Like, it's something that, again, if we saw that in the NHL, we'd be seeing that level of, we'd be seeing that highlight on TSN for the next week. That's how good that save was against Carson Walkie. But not only that, he is also has also done a fairly good job. Just had one really mistake, and that mistake is now leading to a Portage 1-0 lead, with Portage winning the opening face-off here. But yeah, the SAIT Trojans are definitely going to need to find a way to get past as Sidaway tries to get there. Big collision there. Sting obviously getting a little bit antsy there, and him and Sidaway wide. But as I was saying there, the Trojans need to find a way to get past the Janko. And that is not an easy task. But this could be a very good opportunity with the Trojans going on their third power play of the game.
Yeah, it was Gavin Matty stick into the arms. That's an easy call all day long for the rest. That's what they look for.
Yeah, this is a really, really important power play for the SAIT Trojans. Obviously, 1946 in this third period. Still a lot of time to get something going, but this kind of feels like they can't score on the third power play. It just puts them into a hole that's where you get through. But McAdoo ultimately loses to Logan Spence. It hit it out. But for the Trojans, one thing that I want to see on this power play is constantly being in the zone and making sure you have those passing lanes on it, because they can get in the zone. It's just once they're in there, they struggle to find some momentum when they're there. They haven't been able to slow their pace down. They haven't been able to keep the puck in, as we see right now. It's getting fired up. Good job by Portage, but those passing lanes just haven't been there. If you're the SAIT Trojans, it's frustrating. It's so frustrating. Yes, the surface, a little bit more bouncy surface, but you got to be able to open that and find those passing opportunities. That was a good pass. Trenton able to get open there. He was looking for some good opportunity for Siddleman. Bouncing puck in front of the Jacob. He gets over top, but now we're having a little bit of extracurricular activity in front of the net. This is one of those things that we talked about with the SAIT Trojans coming into this year, is that when they start to get a little bit heated, we want to make sure that they get a cool level ahead, because we've seen them last year a lot of times when they got heated, the heat never cooled down, and there was a lot of penalties. Obviously right now we're going to see offsetting penalties, rightfully so, I think.
Yeah, you know, Sadaway tried to get the puck to the net, tried jamming it in, gave that extra shot after with some disagreements.
Yeah, with Siddaway, like, what can you really do? Obviously, he's trying to get his team on the board. He's trying to go and push that puck in. Obviously, the Portage defender, you're not going to like that. You're not going to take that, because you're getting your goalies out. And, yeah, very frustrating. Fox throws it out to the middle for Carson. He's ultimately not able to get home. Carson, well, he again had that just magnificent opportunity where they didn't took it away from him. And again, my jaw is still dropped up. And you're not. Obviously, that first year line last year was so good. They led the team in Huber and Kenzie Welke, and then Carson Welke wasn't too far behind there on the points list. This is a really, really good line. Those Welke brothers, they have a connection and the ability to find each other. SAIT, unfortunately, not able to keep the puck in their own zone there. But so far this power play, I like a little bit more of what SAIT has been able to do. They just haven't been able to find those shooting lanes. And Huber, oh, and they get it! What a beautiful play by Zach Cox to tie this game at 1. Again, very similar to Boston Lewis, where just a nasty rebound right through his 5-hole. Zach Cox finds an opportunity, and boy, oh boy, he puts it behind Jacob. And we have a tied up on the power play. SAIT finally able on their third power play opportunity tonight.
And it's hard, especially boys playing that well to score a goal, and sometimes it just takes a second to throw the puck to the net and hope this happens. And that's exactly what happened there. Puck gets tossed out front, not quite out in the back of the net, but is in the back of the net.
Yeah, the Jacob, man, it's such a rough situation when you're playing so well. You have 35 shots on you, and what really more can you expect your defender to do when he has 35 shots on him throughout the day? Like what we said with you earlier, you know, after the end of that second period, you know, Bill Kusek, for sake at that time, you know, we had something like 31 shots. You're like, you know what? He's not happy that he's had 31 shots, but he's happy that he had 0 on the board. Now he's sitting back. The Janko probably very frustrated. Travis Cooper both
said all game long, he's been playing well. On of saves, highlighted all play. But unfortunately, with that lead goal going in, you kind of sit there and you kind of don't want it to fester in your brain of how, out of everything, that's one of these. It should be interesting to see if he lets that fester and affect his game right now.
It is going to be definitely really interesting to see how this play has gone. And you really felt with the way that the Trojans have been playing, really good opportunity for Jenkins. They're batting the puck. Again, another bouncing puck right in the front in the side of the Portage net. Very frustrating thing to have happen as a goal to have it bouncing right in front of you. But yeah, you know in his mind,
you're kind of looking at your team going, where are you? You need your help.
And particularly with the Janko, again, he's had at least 2 other saves that really should have been goals. So the fact that it's only a 1-1 game right now is astonishing because of how well the Janko has played. But then on the other side, Boston Lewis has also played really well, and his team has given him a lot of assistance. He's had really, really good defense for him, but Trojans now going to have to kill off the penalty.
As it's number 26, Dylan Clark with a roughing penalty in the offensive zone. Coach hates an offensive zone penalty. Now SAIT's going to try to defend.
Yeah, and it really felt after that SAIT goal that the momentum had definitely started to swing completely in SAIT's favor. It was kind of getting to the way at the end of that second period that it was definitely very even for the momentum. No team really felt like they had the edge, even though Portage was up 1-0. Now you kind of sit back and go, okay, you need to get the momentum back on your side on this power play. And if you can get a goal, you're really going to put the pressure on these SAIT Trojans.
Yeah, it's taken them 45 minutes, around 45 minutes to beat the Janko. They don't have that time anymore to score.
They really, really don't. And, you know, hopefully for the Janko, that goal was one of those where you can just ease it up. In the second period, 2 so far in this third period. I don't know about that. I definitely thought there could have been a penalty there. Travis, what's your thoughts on it? Was it clean?
Yeah, it's one of those dirty gray areas where Wilkie is trying to draw the penalty by forcing himself into the stick. But the way the refs have been calling the game today, it's not going to be a penalty.
Very, very fair. Lewis fires it right up the middle. Very interesting situation, but Portage able to keep it inside zone. Beautiful, beautiful slap shot. But Lewis had to make a save there, and the penalty is over. Another good shot for Portage. And Lewis having to make some excellent saves there. Oh, he got lucky on that one. Portage didn't necessarily have the men in the right spot for it. And we have a penalty coming to the Trojans. So right after doing a really good job at killing that penalty, they're going to be right back here if they're able to stop it. And they do. But with 14:51 here in the third period, it's a tie game. St. Trojans now going back-to-back penalties. And that is not where you want to be. And unfortunately, I'm starting to kind of see maybe a little bit of what we saw of last year's St. Trojans, where he plays really strong and in the third period, but they will kind of be counteracted with those few penalties. And if you're the Trojans, that's not what you want to start to do, because this Trojans team last season was the most penalized team in the ACAC. They did have one of the best penalty kill units, but that's only because they were on there multiple times a game. Portage able to put it in. Gidney going forward. Gets it all the way to Spencer Kennedy, but has some battles. He does a really good job. Jenkins looking for an opportunity. Can't find anybody. Tries to get it past Gidney, but dangerous situation there. Two players, Gidney and Jenkins, having some words, but really dangerous coming in short end. That's the kind of thing that you like to see. Obviously, Portage players, because they were only able to bring 14 skaters today. 14 players, excuse me, 2 goalies and 12 skaters. And they have to play again tomorrow here at Winsport Arena against the SAIT Trojans. Again, with only 14 players, they got just absolutely gassed at the end of this. Obviously, dealing with a bunch of injuries right now, so that's what no team wants to deal with, but they're dealing with it. And you know what? I'd say I'm not really seeing a whole lot of exhaustion or gas. What about you, Travis?
Yeah, the team definitely doesn't look as if they're getting tired. Doesn't look like they're slowing down. They're still playing heavy aggressive. They're still keeping up with the Trojans, despite, like you said, having less players.
Yeah, you know what? I think one of the keys that they've been so well tonight is they've been able to have nice short shifts where they constantly get fresh legs on the ice, and no one's really feeling like they're out there for any longer than what feels like 30 seconds. Kenzie Welk there with an excellent opportunity. But yeah, go back to Portage. It's like they did a really good job making sure they're constantly rotating players. Again, obviously that's a situation you're going to have to deal with when you only have 14 players. But you know what? They've managed it really, really well. In just the last 30 seconds, I've seen the Portage players just 3 times. So you gotta like it. It does another good job at killing off penalty here. So we are back to 5-5 action with 12:40 in the third, where we see the score sitting at 1 with a save of Portage, which is 8-19. Sit way behind. They did go there. Wilson comes in, can't quite get something there. Portage is able to fire it to the same zone for an icing call.
She's had one hell of a chance going up the ice, but like you said, the ice gets used a lot. It bounced on, all of a sudden goes from having a team, having a dominating.
Yeah, and that's one of those things where you always know that you're going to have to deal with bounces. But when you have too heavy bouncy ice, it's a little bit key to get used to. It's something that the Trojans, it's a really good opportunity there, ultimately bouncing it out with humor. But that's one of the things that the Trojans, they're going to have to get used to, because obviously Winsport is now the new temporary home for the SAIT Trojans. While SAIT Campus Center so far, so they are still trying to get used to it. But moving forward, what do you think? Do you think that could be an advantage?
Yeah, if they can learn to play under those bounces, learn the way of the ice, so to speak, learn the bounces that come off the board, it will benefit them greatly, as no other team will have that ability.
Yeah, I remember the Boston Celtics way back in the day, like in the 70s. This is basketball reference. But all the players just knew on the Celtics where to dribble the ball, because there was certain dead zones, and they constantly used that to their advantage. And that's something with these bouncing pucks. Well, the Janko makes a great save, but for the SAIT Trojans, that's something that they can definitely use to their advantage. And Huber with just a big miss there. Beautiful opportunity. Portage wisely just fires it out to allow themselves to just calm this play down. My oh my, Trojans had a couple of really excellent opportunities. Again, we are currently at a tie game. It really feels like the next team to score is going to be the one to score. 1-1 game, both goaltenders are doing a really, really, really good job at protecting their net. Obviously, Jacob has just been just so good. Like, there's not much more you can say other than he's been standing on his head tonight.
Yeah, with 38 saves, there's no... Yanks is roll out in that.
Yep, you are correct.
And not too often to say that, and only have one goal on the day.
Yeah, especially with the chances that have been shot at as well. It's really all you can say is just wow, oh wow. Jacob has had a tough day. And you hope that over this year, the defense starts to help them out a little bit as the Trojans, unfortunately, need to keep it in. So those back and so but another good opportunity. Now it's looking for a shot. Nice Steve. Oh, good opportunity. Net there. Excellent save by Nico. Dylan Clark had a beautiful opportunity and Jake goes to
and that's again going back to what we talked about as he gets his 40 and his 39 and his 40th save of the evening. He's just been there. And there was a big rebound and he was able to calmly get over there, right in the position, and had the to make the save.
This period has definitely, right now, after both of those penalty kills, it definitely feels like the momentum is now at an even level. Kind of what we felt at the end of that second period, where we didn't really feel like either team had the best. We don't see how to dictate the pace most of the time. They've been continuing to play. They just haven't been able to really get past Jacob.
And they've definitely been dangerous this period, without a doubt, their most clinical offensive period.
They're battling on the boards with this round. Oh, Jenkins tries to get it, but just unable to. Gidney goes off the stick of it. Fires it off the boards. SAIT now back in their own zone. Get something set up here. Bill Clark now passes it up. Adams looking around, firing it. Dangerous. Jenkins could have had something. I don't think he saw the puck. Oh, backing right off Jenkins' foot. Shot coming from Moore. Clark fired it. Oh, the Jenkins gets a little right in front of his vision, but ultimately bounces behind the net. Portage definitely at the moment trying to get anything to get this puck into. Just fired it in. Good job by Portage. Slow the play down. They definitely needed to slow the play down there because they had shot on.
And like you said, 14 players on this team. It is definitely starting to fatigue their ass. They're just running against like one-on-one puck battles like they were in the earlier periods.
Yeah, and again, we've been seeing them do a lot of quick rotations. But obviously, you can't do quick rotation when the puck is in your zone and you're struggling to get it out. They can do a really great job there, getting in, bounced in, then bounced out, and now they have to reset there. Just a firing shot all the way from the other end from Carson Welke, and now racing. But yeah, for Portage, it feels like these last few minutes give some concentration. And once they get it out of the zone, it kind of feels like they're just looking at it going, all right, it's out of our zone, now what do we do?
Yeah, and now you see like Leon Ram, who's been out there what seems like the whole period. Is like right back on again, 10 seconds. And him and his defensive pair looking just tired out there.
Yeah, the second-year business admin for Portage, 6
what is the final call? Was the whack on the head that you heard? You're ringside hearing the signal that say he's back on the power play. That is the loss. Doing a really, really good job for Portage. This team is tired. You can start to see it now, and that's what happens when you have injuries. Right now. It's a tough situation. Opening game of the year, but they have played so well tonight. And has such a job. Has to make a really good save. By Schneeves, definitely had a tough situation there. Trojans back in front of the zone. Getting away. That's him. Giving it to Matthew. Good save by Jacob. He might be looking at this going, no, we are not going to lose this game. And because again, 42 saves off of 43 shots. Done a really, really good job. But Trojans now on this power play. Maddie able to shoot that puck out, making Trojans kind of reset here. That is Mackenzie Welke skating in. Gets a little bit lost on the puck there. Huber to Welke. Back to another Welke. Oh, he gets blocked by Moore. Just can't find it. Huber looking for a shot. Oh, just goes outside. And Trojans have to reset. When you're on the power play, that's something that you hate, is when you shoot the puck, goes around the boards and goes out, because it wasn't even the other team forcing you, it was yourself. And that's something that you definitely don't like, but Trojans are able to get back in here. 32 seconds left of power play. Are they going to be able to get something going here? They're just going to let that one slide all the way to Boston Lewis. And they are going to set up here with just a little over 15 seconds remaining power play. 1-1 game. Good opportunity, but Jenkins gets pushed down in front of the net. Puck is bouncing, and that is going to without a doubt be the penalty on number 11. That is just something that you can't have happen in your own net, especially when you're already down a man. Granted, you're only going to be on a 3-on-5 for 5 seconds, but your team is already tired. They've played so hard tonight. To have that level of frustration right there, it's something that coach needs. And yet again, it's another one of their defensemen going to Boston. Now we're going to have two defensemen. Block wins only for 5 seconds, but still, both teams are going to be exhausted. Yeah, and you know, the Trojans at this point, they see 5:31 left in the third period. They want to get a goal here. They want to exit this game, but they don't want to go to overtime. Here we see Chiefs are fired in. Goes back to Williamson. Looking for a pass. Just skating around. Back to Williamson. Oh, he's looking for him there. Williamson goes back to Clark. Oh, cross ice pass, and just can't quite get it there for. Not quite there for Jenkins. Good to see him up after taking that scary shot to the face. Nice little battle here. Portage definitely trying to get it out. They are able to kill off that 5-second 5-on-3, but now again, it's something to have to deal with. Basically, 3 minutes and 55 seconds of 5-on-4. Trojans coming back in. She's skating around looking for some options. Passes it to back to Schneeves. Back to Ford. Trenton gets it. Looking for lane. Oh, bouncing puck. solidifying that E-core as well with a bunch of new additions. Allows his team to have a new identity.
Oh, Carson Welke trying to find his brother. Boy, oh boy, last year did those two guys have some situations there. But Mackenzie Welke getting taken down, he did not take kindly to that. Boy, oh boy, there was a couple of very physical plays there, but Mackenzie Welke basically got taken down what almost looked like a suplex. Don't like to see that. Obviously, he got up, didn't take exception to it, defending himself, but yeah, we're gonna have to see what the call is gonna be here. Ultimately, it looks like we're just gonna have a face-off on the offside, but looks like the refs are gonna be talking here.
The Voyageurs have called their timeout here.
They did call a timeout. That's something obviously they could do, and obviously slow the pace down a little bit in this game. Now being down 2-1 off of 2 power play goals. And again, they've had 44 shots against them. It's one of those ones where you just look at the Jankos. That one got out of away from me. The Janko, you see him make all these phenomenal saves, and you just hope a little bit more from his defense. And obviously, they're tired, man. They only have 12 extra guys in front of them, so they're tired. They are tired.
Yeah, that timeout helps allow them to catch their breath a little bit, as well as calm down, as both teams are starting to get a little bit rowdy as we get into the latter half of the third period here.
Yeah, with just a little over 3 minutes remaining here in this game, where we see the SAIT Trojans battle back in this third period to now be up 2-1. Obviously, going into this third period, down 1-0.
And it is now an empty net for the Voyageurs as Dale comes on as the extra attacker.
Yeah, this is a moment for Portage where they're like, we need to throw everything that we can and just hope. Because, you know, SAIT is also looking, they're showing signs of fatigue. Obviously, it's the first game of the year. Everyone's still trying to get their feet under them and really acclimatize to this really aggressive style both teams are playing.
Caden Schmier, who took that hit just moments ago, did go back to the bench. He is getting looked over by the trainer from what I can see here.
Yeah, hopefully he's all right. But with 2:35 left here in this third period, with the Trojans outshooting Portage 44-19, really feels like we haven't seen a Portage shot on net. What seems like most of the period ends up getting, I think could have been their first shot there in a while. But this is a good opportunity. Obviously, they pulled their goalie yet again, so we have a 6-on-5. But right now, Trojans are able to kind of get it into the neutral zone, but Portage is able to fight back a little bit. Portage so far for the 6-on-5 has done a really good job at keeping the puck in the Trojan zone and not really allowing them to get out and really get things moving for the Trojans. But now getting that icing call. Tough situation. So far, Travis, this game, what's your thoughts been so far?
The Trojans definitely came alive here in the third period. They got a little bit more offense. They got the 2 goals. Now, in the final minute 54 of this game, they have to find a way to shut it down and not allow any shots from the Voyageurs.
Obviously, the Voyageurs have put up 19 shots and got 1 against Boston Blue.
He's going to go for the goal.
But he has played so well tonight, Lewis has. But Trojans in the zone, empty net. Portage is doing everything they can to make sure that they are not going to get that empty net goal and put this to a 3-1 game. Portage being an empty net for now 2 minutes. Some people say that seems a little too early, but the strategy's worked for them.
Yeah, so far, like you said, it's been 2 minutes of an empty net. They haven't been able to play.
Oh, what? Dylan Schneeves, the post just robs him of a goal today for that empty net, taking all the way from his blue line. Yeah, that's when he definitely wants to put a little bit more to the left.
Yeah, You know, he's been good all game, but like they say, the post is the goalie's best friend. Even though he's not there, still his best friend.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if we see Najenko go out there and give that post a little bit of a love tap. Obviously, saving the empty net. But Schneeves, definitely, he's been a guy that we've been talking about having a lot of shooting opportunities today. It would have felt right if he got that, because he's had some shots where like, wow, that had some heat on it. And Najenko has had to make some excellent saves due to Schneeves, but not on that occasion. With 45 seconds left, Trojans have to kind of scramble back a little bit because Portage kind of got behind their defense a little bit. But Lewis kind of just passing it to his D-men. It feels like the Trojans are now in try not to get scored on.
Yeah, and they've been in that mode for about a minute and a half now with 20 seconds to go. They're going to play aggressive on that line and just lift it out, even if it means taking an icing, so that's going to be 6 or 7 seconds, as Voyageurs going to take a penalty here.
Yeah, that is definitely not something you like to see. Obviously, we see Carson Welke there at the end of the play just kind of shoot the puck, what seemed like in a little bit of frustration. With 11 seconds left here, I can't imagine the Trojans are going to try to be too aggressive here. I think they probably want to just bring this game to a close. Obviously, there is a penalty, like what you said to Gavin Matty. This third period for Portage, they have fought like absolute warriors. Again, only having 14 players making the trip down to Calgary. They're tired. It is just really one of those things where it's such a tough situation, especially with how good they have played today. If they had a full roster and a full lineup today, it would be a very different story. Sit away, and number 10 of Portage, Dale, getting a little bit heated there at the game. One of those things where you kind of look at both of them. It's been a tough, gritty game. May get a little bit boiled over, but with 1.1 seconds left remaining, not really necessary. You don't need to add that, stat to your sheet of adding a 2-minute penalty with 1 second left when you have the lead.
Yeah, the ref's doing the right thing here, sending both players to the locker room, saying your night's done with 1 second to go.
Yeah, there's no point in trying to give them penalties. It's just, all right, fellas, go, warm up the shower, let's get out of here. Again, 1.1 seconds left, and you're up. There's no reason for that type of stuff. And that is going to be the game where we see the SAIT Trojans win their home opener against the Portage Voyageurs 2-1. The SAIT Trojans outshooting Portage 44-19. You know what, Travis? For both teams' first game, I really liked the way Portage played. I loved the way Najenko played today. This team definitely looks a lot better than what they looked like last year, where they're only able to get 2 wins. I really hope to see these guys again when they're at full strength. Obviously, tomorrow, again, we're going to see Portage back here in Calgary in Winsport Arena taking on the Trojans for another matchup tomorrow afternoon. We'll see how that goes. What's your thoughts so far for today's game?
Yeah, like you said, Portage, who only got 2 wins last year, did not play like that here today. They also had a 60% penalty kill. It did not look like that here today. Yeah, the Trojans got both their goals on the power play, but it was definitely not because Portage was on the penalty kill. It was just they're so tired and so drained from being undermanned that it was just a matter of time.
Yeah, it really was. But we would like to thank you all for coming out here and watching this exciting matchup here on ACAC. For Travis Neal, I'm Brendan Donald. We hope to see you here again. Have yourselves an excellent night.